The more that you do now while your loved ones are alive is less that they have to do in the midst of their grief. Looking back on my experience, here is what I would suggest. They already had a will. It is so, I can't even emphasize how important it is to have a will. Legally, it also helped me skip a few steps in the inheritance part. And what I mean by that is like, it's not like, ooh, now I get their stuff. It's, okay, now I can cancel this membership. I can pay this bill. So it bypasses probably a 6 to 12 week process that is so, so important. Make your own funeral plans, whether you want to be cremated, whether you want to be buried, where you want to be buried. Start that process. Here's the point where I had to start figuring things out. Make sure that you have written down who has like the electricity, who has the Wi-Fi, the water if it's separate, the garbage. Start everything that you pay for. Make sure that it is listed out, what company, how many times a year, like is it monthly, is it biannually? Make sure they know your usernames and your passwords. Make sure they know where you have stocks or different bank accounts. Make sure that it's not left to be a question of like, oh, where else do I need to check? To save some drama, write out where you want your house to go, where you want your belongings to go. Now in the will, my parents left it 50-50. My brother and I, we've been on the same page the whole time, we're good. But there are people in our lives that have their own opinions as to what should be done. Maybe once a year, do some spring cleaning as they like to promote. Because the more that you go through and you decide, you get to decide, that's junk, I don't really need it, is the less amount of stuff that your loved ones have to go through and be like, oh, I don't know, they thought it was really important, otherwise they wouldn't have kept it. And your loved one in their grief process is going through your things, trying to figure out whether or not to keep it. I had to go through 32 years worth of stuff in the house, in the garage, in the shop, bins that I've never even seen, and go through it all and decide, what am I going to keep, what am I going to get rid of? As someone who's never really had to adult in my life, and I was thrusted into a very adult world, maybe in this writing, put not necessarily a timeline, but I felt very rushed, and because I didn't know. So put things in chronological order of, hey, this is something like the monthly garbage or whatever, the monthly electricity. Stuff that's like, hey, this kind of needs to be done first. Or taxes, this is only done twice a year. Maybe list them out in most important to least important.